What's up, guys? Michael here, along with
John.
Got a quick fire starting video for you today. This is going to be later in another video. We'll go over the different types of fire starting. Of course, you got flint and steel, magnesium, lighters. Today, we're just going to use matches, and we're going to show you how to sort of start a fire. Okay. Basically, you have three different
materials that you need to start a fire.
Yeah.
One, obviously, is if you didn't know how to start a fire, is tinder, which is basically, you know, small, light materials, very, very thin and dry, which basically ignites the fire. Next is
got
kindling,
and that's builds the fire. That helps the fire build up. Which, as you can see here, this teepee, I have it pre-made because it's really windy out and it's tough to make it, so I had to make it sturdy. But you've got a
kindling, which is very, very thin pieces of wood, which helps build it, which is basically what the teepee is made out of. Because once the fire gets started, if you have a teepee, which is one of the best ways to make a fire.
That and log house.
Yeah, log house. Teepee, basically, it feeds itself. Because once the fire gets big enough, the wood that made the teepee is going to fall into the fire, which feeds it. And then after kindling, you have your fuel, which is thicker pieces of wood. Right now we have bark because of the small, compact size of the fire we're making right now. But you'd want to use, you know, larger sticks, like maybe that piece of wood right there.
If you want to make a legit fire, a big fire.
A good piece of wood. But for the sake of this fire, we're just going to use bark, thicker bark, that could be used as fuel if you're trying to start a small fire, maybe to cook food or boil water. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and you know, go ahead and get started. So basically, what you want to do is, you know, have your kindling set down into a bird's nest. Now we're going to get into how to make a bird's nest in another video, just for the sake of time. But basically, a bird's nest is compact, you know, compact materials that would, you know, combust really good. And then you have that set in the middle of your fire, and then you have, you know, your kindling, which is set up into a teepee, which would obviously fall on into itself, which would feed it. And then once you get a good enough fire, you want to start using your fuel, which would build it up better. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So after you have that all built up in a teepee, go ahead, Michael.
What you're going to do is you're going to sort of want to make a little bit of a, like a little cavity under your kindling, or, I'm sorry, tinder. You're going to want to have like a little cavity where you can stick your match into, or you can put a spark in there. Yeah, just like a little cavity in there that you can stick it under so that it'll build up, okay? You always want it to build up. And also, you want to give it some light oxygen, so just blow on it lightly, okay? You don't want to blow it over or blow it out, or also don't smother it. So don't, if you get a fire going, don't just like throw all your stuff on it.
Yeah, don't just start, you know, throwing crap on it.
It'll go away quick,
and you'll get pretty frustrated trying to start it again, because, you know, it sucks once your fire goes out.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Light your match.
It's a little bit windy out here, so bear with us.
Okay, the match blew out.
Alright, so we got a pretty good fire going right now. So as you can see, obviously with the match, it'll get started pretty quick. But when you're using you know, a flint and steel, it does take a little bit more time to start your fire. And then once you get a fire started, just start adding small pieces of kindling to build your fire. Don't throw too much in at a time, because it will, you know, either smother or you'll put it in the wrong spot where you don't want it to be. Try not to get all your wood in one spot, because if the wind blows towards your wood, the fire might catch it, and, you know, you will run out of wood quick. So yeah, just, you know, start adding some kindling.
Yeah, it's hot too, jeez.
That's good. You want to boil some water later? Make some tea?
Yeah. Some hot tea. Make some what is it? Pine tea? Pine needle tea?
Yes. So as you can see, he made a pretty good fire.
Give it oxygen too. Blow on it.
And then now we can start adding, our fuel. And every time you add a piece, you just for safety, you want to blow into it so your fire doesn't go out.
Also, on your blow intensity, sort of start out light and then gradually get bigger. So, I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to start off slow.
And this should take one breath.
Wow, that is hot.
Now you can see how big the fire is.
Jeez. So
That's
yeah.
pretty good fire going.
Yeah. And it is hot too. We're not going to let it build up, obviously, because we don't want it. It's just going to be a small fire. We're probably going to put it in our fire pit over to your right later, just to boil some tea and stuff. Yeah, that's the basics on fire starting. That's sort of our introduction to fire starting with matches. All right. By the way, these are some diamond green lights. If you're wondering, they're pretty good, I guess. Just regular matches.
Alright, so guys, if you have any questions or comments, please email us at sneprojectllc@gmail.com, or you can reach me at my personal email at bc1066cruise@gmail.com. We'll post that in the description box below. So please comment, rate, subscribe, and share with your friends. And remember, stay safe and take care.
See you guys.